We have 30 or 40 chickens. Usually breed them and get more chickens.
This is Nipper. Nipper. Because he bites.
Well,
right now we're just raising them for to have babies.
To breed?
Yes, to breed.
We're growing carrots.
Lettuce, right?
No.
Oh, no.
Radishes.
Well, I haven't seen very many carrots yet in the greenhouse, so I don't know really how big they've gotten. A carrot is a vegetable. Tasted like yummy.
This greenhouse is in Thorn Bay. Southeast Island School District is scattered over half of Prince of Wales Island, and then we have a couple of schools in other places too. They call it the deep south of the far north. It's about as far south as you can get. We're outside of Ketchikan, deep in the panhandle of southeast Alaska.
The Aleutians, mainland Alaska, southeast Alaskan islands, and we're about right here.
It's remote here, so it's hard to get certain things, and you can't just go shopping anytime you feel like it.
By plane or by ferry. Can't drive here.
It was pretty apparent quickly to me living here is that kids and adults just don't eat vegetables much. I mean, I'd have someone over to dinner and they wouldn't touch the salad. They're just not accustomed to doing it. And our school food program is essentially horrible. I mean, we don't have real kitchens like a 1,500 kid school. I mean, when you got small schools, you can't afford to make meals for 8 or 9 kids or 10 kids. So it was all prepackaged kind of the egg rolls and hamburger patties, something. And so just trying to get better nutrition for our kids was my primary start. Obviously you have to have a greenhouse, and LED lights now, once you buy them, are pretty cheap to operate, but what you can't afford is the heat. Wood-fired boilers was a natural. By chasing in wood-fired boilers, thanks to grants through Alaska Energy Authority, we were able to put in the boilers, and that gave me the heat capacity to heat the schools, sometimes the teacher housing units, community library, and the greenhouses. So when the heat becomes very cheap, then anything is possible.
It's a beautiful day. It's hard not to work. My brother's right behind me.
There aren't many jobs in these small communities. When we were buying oil, that money just disappears, poof, and it's out of the community and gone. With firewood, we're up to now where we have boilers in 6 schools. I must need over 300 cords a year. We've been willing to pay $200 a cord for that. That's a lot of wood that somebody in the community can make a living doing, or kids can raise money to go to sports travel. Or
That boiler right over there heats all the water, so it circulates through, gets heated, water circulates, heat goes all over.
Just at Thorn Bay School, we're saving probably about $46,000 a year. As a school, we're looking, okay, so a new teacher coming in with 1 or 2 years experience makes about $45,000 a year. That's a sizable chunk of money that can now be used for something additional for the students.
So there's a ton of science projects with plants and animals both. So it's been very, very good for our kids. And there's a whole curriculum for running greenhouses.
They just kind of fold and tear off, just like that. Then it's just a matter of dropping them in. Now don't push them down.
I used to be a teacher in Thorn Bay, and that was our first greenhouse. and we started with hydroponics. Hydroponics is using water instead of soil, and you add nutrient to that water. That nutrient comes in the form of a powdered combination of different fertilizers, and it's basically you open a bag of powder, you pour it in a bucket, and 6 weeks later you get some plants. It's very successful. It works. Being a science teacher, I needed something a little more inclusive of our standards, a little more steeper learning curve than opening some bags and getting vegetables. So we switched to aquaponics, which is also water-based. It can use soil, but usually doesn't. And it uses the nitrogen cycle with fish producing ammonia or waste, and then the plants converting that ammonia through the nitrogen cycle and assistance from other bacteria to clean the water for the fish. So the fish provide nutrients to the plants provide clean water to the fish. Sort of symbiotic relationship, and a little more delicate, a lot more variables to work with than hydroponics. So aquaponics fish, hydroponics nutrient.
As it is now, it's a teacher that has a class that comes in maybe 3 days a week, I think. And so, for them it's always checking the water quality and checking the plants for aphids and keeping it clean and running like it should be. We're running goldfish, so it's not exactly rocket science. I mean, if they're up on top and want to eat, things are probably pretty well. When they're down low and don't want to come up to eat, you probably better be checking something. If you can remember what mean, median, mode is, you're probably better than average. But I guarantee our kids remember that because they did it with chicken eggs.
Yeah, we collect the eggs and incubate them and eat them, and we sell them to the Bear Trail store.
So this one will lay very small white eggs, and so when we're weighing, the kids are weighing them and doing math with them. We got different chickens that laid really big eggs and some that laid really small eggs and all different colors, so that we could do things with them.
And forever down there.
This is one of the smallest birds we got.
People love fresh eggs. When your eggs are 3 weeks to a month old versus a day old, it's a big hit with the community. In the Southeast, we've got to worry about mink. That's a big issue. We always get one step ahead of them, but that could be an issue. We had a bear this year break into one of our chicken coops, during January when they're supposed to be sleeping.
We have 8 sites, and so at each site they have their own business opportunities, and they can design those any way they wish. And I just like the entrepreneurial opportunities for kids. I grew up working, so I don't like to hand kids anything for nothing if I can help it. So I like to see them working for what they want to do. If they want to go on a trip, then they ought to have a little skin in the game.
Island Fresh!
Island Fresh. It's called that district-wide, but that money still circulates back through the school site itself and not by, by the district on the whole. But now, if there's a day and they don't have salad or the salad bar, they're all, what's going on? Where is it? So,
My favorite thing living here is my dad has this awesome job and we get to help him a lot. And I like going in the greenhouse and going down to the farm, and it's really, really fun.